said earlier, I'm trying out some material tonight, so some of these new jokes may be making farewell appearances tonight. Now, normally at the venues I've been to, they have a dress code, but this one didn't, so I thought I'd just have a little look at you. Not bad, quite nice, but not too posh, so I feel I don't stand out in this jumper, because I'm sure we've all been there when you turn up and it's own clothes day, and you turn up in your shirt and tie. So to compensate, you take your tie off, because you think that will make literally all the difference. And you can usually get away with it, because it's just a less formal version of what you'd normally wear. Where it's harder to get away with it is when one of my friends turned up dressed in a Thunderbirds uniform the day before Own Clothes Day. He's never really lived that down, to be honest. Now, sometimes it's not what you're wearing, it's the time of day you choose to wear it. Now, an example of this would be one of my friends, let's call him Dan, because that's his name. That's usually how names work, isn't it? Who came running up to me one day, back when I was in sixth form, with so excited about a new shirt that he purchased from Amazon. Came running up to me and said, "Oh, Nathan, look at this new Simpsons shirt I bought. It's brilliant, it's really cool. It's even got this joke, Living La Vida Sofa, written on the front." And I was like, a nice joke. And I said, "Oh, yeah, mate, that's really cool. You do know it's a pyjama top, though, don't you?" And he looked completely crestfallen. I could give him the worst possible news you could imagine. And this led to a highly intelligent debate, which went, "No way. Yes way. No way. Yes way." And to cut a short and quite dull story short, 3 years later, we still haven't reached an agreement. So I thought, seeing as I'm here in Folkestone tonight, I'd let you decide.
No way.
Do a little shake. Now, before I throw it open to the floor, may I just play what I think is my trump card? Surely the fact that Homer Simpson is asleep on the front of this top would be a clue of the time of day you should wear it. Surely I'm not the only one who thinks that. So let's throw it open to the floor. Who thinks this is a pyjama top? Oh, quite a few. Anyone think it's a real top? Well, I'll be honest, I wasn't anticipating that response. But Dan is going to be absolutely delighted when I tell him that, I must admit.
Call him now!
I shall plough on with my set anyway. And basically highlight to you that vote was in fact irrelevant, because when I came to wash this shirt for this very gig, I know, classy, I've washed my shirt, I found under the main label, which talks about the washing temperature and such, a smaller label, which read, pyjama set. So I think you'll find, people of Folkestone, I've had the last laugh there. And I'm pretty confident that Dan is not going to buy any more shirts from Amazon. Now, speaking of Amazon, I'm sure we're all familiar with the emails you get recommending a product based on a recent purchase. So, I don't think those can be computer generated, because only somebody who's been smoking God only knows what would think that having bought FIFA 17 for my PS4, I'd be interested in Farming Simulator. Now, I can literally count on no fingers the number of times I've been playing FIFA and thought, this is actually a cracking game. But you know what it's lacking? Tractors. But, I'll be honest, I was intrigued, so I did a little bit of research into Farming Simulator. Farming Simulator is described as a HD, fully rendered, real-time, immersive, agricultural role-playing game. With tractors! Cheer for tractors, thank you. Now, my favourite feature of Farming Simulator is where it boasts online capabilities for playing with friends. Plural. I think anyone who buys Farming Simulator would find friend singular a bit of a challenge. There's even an online forum where players can post questions to each other, like, I'm thinking of cashing in my chef points on a new combine harvester. Or, has anyone tried the new Massey Ferguson tractor? Thought, have you tried getting a life? There was a review on Amazon that said, I was disappointed, 1 star. Of course you were, it's Farming Simulator. What did you expect? Now, I don't want you to think that I'm unkind, because I'm sure there are some people, they may even be in the room, for whom virtual farming would be right up their street. And I feel people of Folkestone, I should share a little something with you. So have a guess what my mum, who's in the room, bought me for Christmas. Just gone. Any guesses? Farming Simulator, you say? Wrong, sir. Professional Farmer 2017. Now, I have to admit, it is actually quite an addictive game. So much so that on New Year's Eve, when you were probably toasting in the new year and partying the night away, I was celebrating getting a virtual tractor out of a virtual ditch. Now, I'm sure you'll be shocked to hear, when I say this, that there is a flaw with Professional Farmer 2017. Look at the shock, the awe on your faces at that statement. And that problem is that I think, if anything, Professional Farmer 2017 may be too immersive. So the other day, my mum came home from work, and she could tell that something was not quite right. There was a bit of an atmosphere in the room. And she said to me, Nathan, what's wrong? What's the matter? And I said, oh, I'm just a bit fed up. And she said, oh, talk me through your problem. What's the matter? And I said, oh, it's just one of the sheep's got ringworm. I was fed up and frustrated by a virtual sheep with virtual ringworm. I think if ever there was an advert to sort your life out, I think that may well be it, ladies and gentlemen, right there. Now, I got a little bit obsessed with online reviews recently, as I say, Farming Simulator, etc. And there was one for Call of Duty or COD. Any gamers in? Yeah. All of you, think so? And there was a review that picked apart Call of Duty, pointing out all the flaws, all the pitfalls. It said, COD, the storyline, poor. COD, graphics, poor. COD, too violent. And then ended the review with, although I've never actually played the game. Seriously, what is the point in writing a review like that? I thought, who has the time to write a review like that? And the more I thought about it, ladies and gentlemen, the better an idea it seemed. So, here's the review I wrote on Amazon. I've heard nothing but good things about COD for the PS4 and relished the chance to finally get a copy. As a keen angler and sea fisherman, imagine my disappointment to find a complete lack of rod and line action. With every level achieved, I held out hope for a lake, a river, some tackle, anything. After 4 weeks of daily effort defeating waves of zombie dogs, countless Nazis, and having my hopes briefly raised by an Operation Swordfish, again no angling, I can confirm at no point does this game fulfill its COD-based promise. 1 star. Now, let's just say that got some quite colourful responses. So colourful I could paint a wall with them. But there was one that I can read to you, so I shall do that now. Check this out for a beginning. You can't be that stupid. Always a good start. cod isn't about fish. They're informed, I suppose. Fish don't fight wars. Cod is based on historical events and prides itself on its realism. Glossing over the zombie dogs then. But they do go on, to be fair. Might I recommend Finding Nemo to satisfy your fishy needs? Now my time's almost up, so I'm just gonna tell you a quick story. This is just a cautionary tale for, is anyone walking home from this gig tonight? Yeah. Well, a few people walking home. Now I want to tell you a story that happened to me just a few weeks ago. So there's a really dark, creepy lane near where I live. And I've always said to my mum that I think it's the perfect place for a mugging to take place. And she always backs it away and says, never happened, never happened. Well, the other night, I was in the lane and I heard the dreaded sound of footsteps behind me. So I got faster, and they got faster. So I got faster, to the point where I had to break out into a run. Now I should just say to you, running isn't really my forte, because I've got a mobility disorder. Now it's a bit complicated, so to simplify it for you, let's just say I run less like Usain Bolt, and more like someone who's been shot in the leg with a bolt gun. But anyway, as I was running, I felt in my pocket to see if I had anything to give this mugger. And all I had was a Costa Coffee loyalty card. So I thought, well, at least they can toast their success over a nice coffee. As I was running, I could see the police report in my mind and thought, I've got to have a look at this attacker. So I glanced back, hoping to see an old woman in a Zimmer frame. Maybe she's lost, disorientated. But I looked back and saw possibly the biggest, burliest man I think I've ever seen. Tattoos all up his neck. He shot past me. No, I'm not an expert on mugging, but even I knew that probably wasn't right. Looked me bang in the eyes and said, I flippin' hate that lane.